What is going on, collectors? Optical 20 back for another video. Today we're going to take a look at the blogger photos for Spider-Man 2099, Miguel O'Hara, from Spider-Man, what is this, Along the Spiderverse or something like that? Yeah, and Across the Spiderverse. And it's out now. And it's probably the most controversial preview that Hot Toys has ever released ever. When this was, kind of like released to the public, there was an outcry. Like there's a crime that happened. People saw the joints. People freak out on elbow joints. This is straight up looking like a 12-inch Marvel Legends. And people just blasted them all over the place. I get their idea initially of why it was what it was, but they're not known for that. They are a high quality collectible figure that is trying to get as close to realism as possible. They are not known for somebody who tries to accommodate posability. And I get it. I get it. This is Spider-Man, but we can't do that for every Spider-Man. Like you just can't. I get that this is animated version. That maybe you could forgive those seams and whatnot, but no. What the collector said was, nope, we don't want it. Go figure it out. Give us a figure that doesn't have seams and let it be posable still to an extent. And honestly, most of my Spider-Man is, pretty posable. Now, I don't expect it to be posed the same way as I would with the Marvel Legends. I know the limitations, and I don't want to do that anyway. But I agree with this decision. You got to cover it up. You can't be a $250 figure looking like that. You just can't. I get why you just can't. Like for your brand, for what you are representing. I mean, I like Miles Morales in the back, but look at this pose right here. It works. I don't know which fabric they used, but I've seen him in some pretty dynamic poses that you could. I mean, you still couldn't pull off the things that you could have pulled off when he was, all all exposed and everything. But do you really need to? This is retailing for $250, which is, not terrible. Not also super cheap considering, if you look at the counterparts that has being announced lately with Captain America and all those figures with two head sculpts, swappable faceplates and all that stuff. At $250, this is kind of like on par with that, if not a little bit more expensive. But you got to understand they use a different set of bodies for this. It's a very unique body where the proportions are just all over the place. Wide shoulders, small waist, really small legs, which is accurate to the film. So they engineered a new body for this. So they have to get those R&D back with the price. But it has luminous effect as well. You just got to use the right torch for this, not the purple one. There's like a specific, because a lot of people were saying, with my Thor, it's like, hey, I don't want to, put purple in his face. You don't need to. There's no purple in the face. If you get the light torch, you would get that effect. This is beautiful. I like this guy. Looks nice. Am I gonna buy it? I don't even think I'm gonna buy the new Miles. Maybe. I think I will eventually, but not right off the bat. I have Miles from the first movie, which, to be quite frank, I kind of like the first movie better. I have that and Gwen on the first movie. That is a pretty cool pose right there too. See that pose right there? So it is possible, you don't need to, you need to have a good middle ground for this. This is a pretty dynamic pose, if I might add, so depends on the angle, depends on, how much you are willing to push the figure. But what else would you want, right? Like with that kind of pose, I guess the only difference is that you could theoretically leave that, like if this was jointed in that pose for a long period of time without worrying about potential damages, because that is a tight pose right there. Ultraman is killing it on his poses lately. And I get it from that standpoint, but I never recommended that for any Hot Toys figure. That is the lower tiered figures are for, like that is what the Marvel Legends, if you want to explore your like your posability technique. Hot Toys is not for that. I mean, you could pose it, take a picture, and then put it back. If you want to leave it, it's up to you, but you are risking potential damages into your figure if you do such a thing. But hey, to each his own, right? Like to some, it's like, hey, life is short, I'll do it. But hey, don't be surprised if you damage it. So as long as you know the risk, this looks good. I mean, is this just all Ultraman that just decided to just take a picture of this? Because normally there are different bloggers who are doing this. Like he could do the ground pound pose. It seems like pretty easily. So I'm not even gonna address the posability here. Like it looks better aesthetic wise. You got second head sculpt. You can switch it up. You got the rolling eyeball system. I don't know if the neck piece is correct where it looks like it's probably wrong. Like the turtleneck effect, because as we've seen that before. The backdrop looks really cheap. I can see I can smell the cardboard from here. They could have done a lot better job on that. It feels like the previous Miles Morales, which it's kind of like acrylic, is a lot better than this. This cardboard box is gonna fray on the edges the moment you take it out of the box. It just feels like it. But hey, it's there. It is what it is. You just deal with it, or don't display it all. You got those swooshing effects, if that's what you call them. It's animated, so you gotta have them. Looks cool. Overall, I like it. Am I gonna purchase it? I didn't pre-order it. This is one of those things where I would probably wait up until the last minute if it gets like a 20% off, maybe. If it doesn't, then I really won't lose sleep over it. I like the movie. I like the character. He looks pretty cool, but just not in my priority list right now. There's too many cool Hot Toys coming out, and I don't want to commit a pre-order for something I'm just not really that into. I think it's waitlisted anyway, so it pops in and out at Big Bad, and I'm pretty sure once this is out in public, this would be available for purchase. I can see that happening. Like it's available kind of like right now with Kane and Catwoman and Balin. Balin is a much better figure in my opinion, but hey, we'll see. But let me know in the comments. Are you satisfied with this release? Do you think it looks pretty good, up to your standards? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.